How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Liberty Bowl. It is, of course, live stream Friday, and it is a very, very special live stream Friday. As of course, today is it's the end, as the title would imply. It's finally over. Dot dot dot. We won. Yeah, we won. Hopefully, we'll see. The title actually implies a lot with very few words, but nonetheless, it is the end of the Joe Biden era today. Today, that motherfucker's gone. All right, it's of course the weekend. Donald Trump is set to be inaugurated on Monday, and it's good times all around. So joining me, of course, as always, is my co-host Liberty Swine. How you doing this week, sir?
Damn fine, man. Chilling, waiting to see what kind of shenanigans can pop off in the next 72 hours.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen, they had the Giga Bowl, for the inauguration, and Snoop Dogg was in there DJing. Times are changing, but
right.
other than that, damn fine, man. How about yourself?
He'll be canceled by fucking Monday. That's for
Right?
sure.
Yeah, you got Nelly. He's gonna play the inauguration. Did pretty fucking hilarious.
Right.
And then what's the and then the chick everyone's trying to melt down over.
Right. Fucking Carrie Underwood. Right.
Right. I
Fucking,
wouldn't know.
yeah. It's, I saw the headline, man.
Right.
Right. But yeah, man. Fucking, of course, it's been almost kind of like a surreal week, like we were talking about last week. This is the week that we were expecting something. we were sitting on edge, like, what is it? What are they gonna do? What are they gonna? It never came. At least it hasn't so far. Like I said, we are mere hours away. I mean, around 48, and somewhere around that. I don't have an actual countdown right now, but whenever you watch this, it'll be 48 hours or less until Donald Trump is officially inaugurated as president of these United States of America, brother. I actually really like this shirt. I'm not gonna do that. Right. But yeah, so it's time for celebration, you guys. Fucking good times. Drinking coffee at 10 o'clock at night. That's big time partying in my zone.
Dude, I got the old bowl, dude. It's really doing it.
No, yeah. Yep. But of course, we're also going to be talking about a few other things. We got the Hamas and Israel conflict seems to have come to a ceasefire, and the hostages have their release has been negotiated somehow. I'm not sure who to give credit to, because of course two people are trying to take credit right now, but one is not in his right mind. So we'll be talking about that. Of course, major accomplishment. I mean, that's a huge deal. And of course, the media is going to try and underplay it, or try and play it like, oh, Joe Biden's been doing this for years. He's been working on it since it started. Oh, you mean since it started under his administration? But yeah. But see, Joe Biden gives his farewell address. He also tried to issue an amendment to the Constitution unilaterally, randomly, in the middle of a speech. It's the 28th Amendment, apparently. It's a equal gender rights or something like that, right? Yeah, I got the clip. It's one of those things. ESA things, something like that. But we also got Biden commuting another 2,500 sentences for nonviolent drug offenses. We'll be talking a little bit about that. Of course, I don't have the actual details on that, but we'll just be talking about the implications of what that means. Of course, nonviolent drug offenders, I'm pretty sure the majority of us believe that they probably should not be doing any sort of lengthy sentences. So, of course, it's also Joe Biden. So it's really just him again trying to shovel more stuff on the garbage fire that is his administration. So we'll be talking about, I guess, both sides of that coin right there. TikTok is going to be, at least from what we could foresee, is going to be effectively banned in the United States as of Sunday. Of course, the courts have went ahead and already okayed it. Everything's kind of going ahead. I think Donald Trump said that he's going to try and step in, something like that. I'm not too sure, but either way, this is scheduled to go through on Sunday. So we'll be talking about that. And of course, Elon Musk has been getting a little bit of I don't know, a lot of a flack lately, just from of course he's coming what we all hoped that he wasn't going to be, and he's starting to ban people. Of course, it's for something kind of stupid and petty from what I understand. Like I said, I'm not a fucking gamer, so I don't know any of the lingo that they're talking about. But apparently, someone was trying to say that you couldn't level up that fast. Apparently, this person was also a anti-immigration advocate, I guess, or an anti-H-1B visa advocate, which, of course, as we know, Elon Musk has been taking away the check marks of people that have been, I guess, espousing that opinion on Twitter. Interesting stuff. We'll be talking about that here in a little bit. But again, back to it, man. It's a motherfucking celebration, bitches. Yeah, man. So go ahead, man. Rap on Donald Trump, man. We fucking did it, you guys. We did it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's coming. The parties are beginning. Like I said, there was the Giga Ball or what have you for the inauguration tonight, and stars in hand, right? Like I said, as far as that's concerned, it's changing. People are being a little more out in the open for their support, regardless of the left's fucking threats and meltdowns. But as far as like the Biden administration, I mean, don't forget. I mean, this dude doesn't have diminished power right now. I mean, he's got almost 72 hours to light as many fucking matches as he can. And that seems to be that all this administration is doing over this past week and a half or so is just pushing as much shit out as they can to weave as much webs, right? And like we've come to expect, and they've talked about themselves, the process is the punishment, and it's going to take fucking, an extended period to unweave the shit, even with all, the confirmations that they come through and everything works out like you'd want it to. I mean, that's the point, is to waste time, because time's limited, especially the midterm situation. But the inauguration was moved inside, of course, dude, because of the cold. It's supposed to be like 18 degrees in DC that day. But that takes from previous admin, right? The second inauguration for Reagan, same
Right.
situation, moved indoors because of inclement weather. And we know the MAGA, the whole paradigm came from that administration to begin with. So, coincidences, and, both attempted, assassinations and so on and so forth. That's pretty cray. But it's looking upwards, right? You got people signing on to perform. Like I said, Nelly is gonna be there, which is, I mean, that's funny. It's like it's fucking 2002, right? But
Right.
and then again, the other chick, what'd you say how's her name was? Underwood? Carrie
Carrie
Underwood?
Underwood. Yeah.
Right. And for the
I'm
life of
pretty
me, I
sure she
can't
was
keep that name in my fucking head, dude. You know what I'm saying? But
pretty sure
she's a
she was from
country singer,
American
right?
Idol. I'm pretty
Right.
sure. I'm pretty sure she was from American Idol though. But yeah, she's a country singer.
But of course, you've had leftists, which is always, fun to watch, just completely melting down, their promos on TikTok, trying to fucking, paying for promo spots, be like, unsubscribe to her, let you never listen to her again. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Good shit, dude. It's
Like,
fucking
have you
hilarious.
listened to my music? Like, I was never on your guys' side. Like, I was
Right.
never like part of your thing. What the fuck you guys attacking me for? Like, I never
Yeah,
liked you guys.
and that's, I've heard, again, I'm not familiar with this chick very much. I remember her back, some years ago or whatever, but I've listened to more other pundits speaking on her, and apparently she's been, pretty, halfway open about being, conservative leaning like her
Mhm.
entire career. So,
Yeah.
I don't understand why this would be a surprise to anyone, and
Right.
I guess at this point she doesn't give two shits what these people think.
Right. They're just in panic mode. They're trying to wield their fucking their woke weapons of cancellation. And they don't realize that people have become impervious to it now.
Yeah.
All you have to say is I don't
Fuck you.
care. Right. Fuck off. The
Yeah.
fuck out of here. If you do it while you're eating an apple, it's even more fucking pimp.
Right.
Studies have shown.
Mhm.
Right. But yeah, fucking So of course, celebrities right now, man, fucking, it really is. It's kind of crazy to see, man. Just universally, fucking people just bend the knee. Fucking,
Right.
it's yeah. You also have to understand too. I'm pretty sure a lot of these people, while they do have, in some, in a sense, political opinions, I'm pretty sure a lot of these people really are just paid to be. These people give me the fucking most money. My fucking record company fucking sponsors their fucking campaigns every fucking season. I'm pretty sure a lot of these people, they're just going wherever the fucking wind blows or wherever the fucking money starts blowing, they'll follow, and so
Yeah.
it's not surprising at all to just see a lot of these people just fucking quickly like, psh. Actually, I don't think I ever said, did I say anything bad? But no, I've never been bad about Donald Trump, and it's
And it's
it,
you get $1 million, you get $1 million.
right.
Everyone is just handing the man $1 million, dude. And it's,
Mhm.
for his fucking inauguration. That's going to be one hell of a fucking party at this point, dude. Because people, if big time names. I mean, obviously, right? Bill Gates, Microsoft, Jeff Bezos, Zuckerberg, of course, fucking Elon. He's going to be there as well. You could just keep going with all these cats that have thrown in $1 million, and man,
Right.
that's going to be a hell of a party.
Yep. It really is. It's a new
Don't
era
think
in
Nelly came
America.
for free.
Right. Yeah, of course, of course, God willing, this weekend goes just fine, and Donald Trump makes it through inauguration day. With, of course, like you already said, it's going to be in the Rotunda building, so it's going to be indoors, no fucking shots for snipers. I'm hoping that Secret Service is going to be at least on their A game. I'm hoping everybody that's going to even be able to fit inside there is going to be like on some sort of fucking list, background checks, the whole 9 yards, all that shit. I'm hoping it's going to be extremely airtight. I'm hoping things go smoothly, and of course, if they do, Donald Trump's day one, like I say, this is promising to usher in a new era. He's already said, and had people come out and say basically that we have a complete comprehensive list of executive orders that he's going to sign day one. That's going to
And then
completely
that's I was gonna
overhaul the
say, I'm
immigration.
actually
Like,
more excited about the second day because he's
right.
promised to start the mass deportations on Tuesday, and they're
Yeah.
gonna start in Chicago with up to 200 agents per fucking goddamn operation. So, just to spite old Brandon Johnson, come here and you'll get arrested. Well, we're about to find out.
Right. Yep. Well, we'll see how it goes, dude. I say, man, it's exciting, but at the same time, it's almost like you don't want to hold, as Bongino would say, like it's 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 almost surreal, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
and it could set off some shit. I mean, because let's not forget, the most powerful law enforcement in the country is a sheriff in their own county. And,
Mhm.
with Brandon Johnson, obviously, I mean, he's got somewhat of a power to call those guys in, to a point. And, we'll see how it goes. But, you got a massive percentage of the sheriff's unions around the country that, are all about MAGAs and say that they're going to work 100% with ICE. So, we'll see how it goes.
Right. Yep. I mean, of course, you hope for the best. Uh, you definitely don't want to see anything get to any sort of like standoff or anything like that. But ultimately, the system that has been created is one of a highly federalized system. So really, if the big brass comes in, they generally are going to kind of trump you. Especially if it's the uh, you know, fucking executive in chief, the chief enforcer of the law of the land, that's making the call. I'm pretty sure that they'll be able to get it handled, but I don't know. We'll see, man.
That and
Uh,
the fact that Tom Homan says that he'll be there. You know what
yeah,
I mean? He said, "Guess where I'll be day one?
right.
Chicago."
Yeah, man. It's gonna be a good time. So, of course, a lot of the citizens of Chicago, a lot of the citizens of New York, a lot of the citizens of the places where a lot of these immigrants were massively shipped to, they're fed up with immigrants too.
I
They're
mean, Trump
over
won
it.
34% of California.
Right.
Fucking California.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they've always been overrun with immigrants. I'm pretty sure the majority of their voter base is probably immigrants at this point. Um,
You know what's the rumor as far as the consensus is concerned? If you know illegals were not counted, that they would lose up to 7 seats.
it's
So
insane.
yeah,
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. Yep. So hopefully, Donald Trump's got a lot on his agenda, and very few, I guess. I don't know how would I put it. Like not necessarily moral, but not much inhibiting him. Not much holding him back. And a little bit with the legislature, but again, we have both chambers right now. I mean, we're
and you don't
doing
got to worry
pretty
about
good.
reelection. I mean, a lot of the constraints are off, and you know, you're no matter what he does, he's going to be labeled a fascist by at least a particular portion of the fucking country. So run it, dude. Bull in a
Right.
china shop. Everything that they fear, we hope that he is. We said this a lot of times. I want to
Yep.
see the guy just come in and fucking smashing things. Everyone keeps, even myself. That's what Biden's doing now. Let's show him how it's really done.
Right. Shit. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I don't think. Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah, fucking the let me see if I can find anything about the day one stuff. Let's see, day one. We go hop on over to the Twizzlers real quick. Actually, it's called X now. We're not calling it that no more, bro.
You're dead naming it, bigot.
I'm gonna get fucking banned by Elon. But anyway, let's see. Day one. Uh, President Trump says he will sign an executive order on day one to ensure kids of illegals do not become U.S. citizens. This is how you deter illegals. This is how you put America first and keep America safe. So just real quick, yeah, America is one of the very, very few countries in the entire world that has birthright citizenship, or the birthright citizenship, basically.
Yeah, and asinine rule. I mean, I guess to an extent, when you're trying to build a country and you barely have a population, it's not that horrible of a thing to consider because it was much harder to get here. Now with the proximity, to other populations and the ease of travel, and with the number in which people have fucking crossed the borders, man. I mean, think about it. That shit should have been done away with decades ago.
Right. Yep. It's just like everything. It's everything has a time, and things eventually over time end up becoming abused. Much like our immigration system, much like our free trade agreements, much like everything, just about everything. Like every single bureaucracy has abused its power to some extent, and that's basically that's the game that they play now. And just like, oh, how much can I dip my toe until they they're telling me to get back? Okay, that's basically it's everything is about extending government power at this point. So
That's when they
uh,
say our democracy, they mean bureaucracy. You know what I mean?
right, yep, that's what it is. Let's check out this clip real quick.
And come they will. They're coming by the thousands, by the tens of thousands. As part of my plan to secure the border on day one of my new term in office, I will sign an executive order making clear to federal agencies that under the correct interpretation of the law, going forward, the future children of illegal aliens will not receive automatic U.S. citizenship. It's things like this that bring millions of people to our country, and they enter our country illegally. My policy will choke off a major incentive for continued illegal immigration, deter more migrants from coming, and encourage many of the aliens Joe Biden has unlawfully let into our country to go back to their home countries. They must go back.
Go home.
Nobody could afford this. Nobody could
I'm
do
not
this.
yet.
And even morally, it's so wrong. My order will also end their unfair practice known as birth tourism, where hundreds of thousands of people from all over the planet squat in hotels for their last few weeks of pregnancy to illegitimately and illegally obtain U.S. citizenship for the child, often to later exploit chain migration to jump the line and get green cards for themselves and their family members. It's a practice that's so horrible and so egregious, but we let it go forward. At least one parent will have to be a citizen or a legal resident in order to qualify. We will secure our borders and we will restore our sovereignty starting on day one. Our country will be great again. Our country will be a country again. We'll have borders, we'll have proper education, and we'll put America first.
Right, fucking there you go. It's gonna start seeing online business popping up instead of fucking mail order brides and stuff like that. It's gonna be like, right, you pay me some money, I'll fly you over here, I'll put a baby in you, and then there you go, you got some citizenship. I'm a citizen, so you go after me for child support, I'll send your ass back real quick.
Black market citizenship.
Right. Yeah. Of course, like I said, everything that you do in this country, people are going to abuse, man. This place is Sodom and Gomorrah. This place is fucking, wicked, evil,
Open door or coerced charity is always going to be taken advantage of, man. I mean, that's why there's a difference between, coercion and charity. Like, there's no other way to put that, right? You don't want to repeat the same phrase in a sentence, but I mean, there's no other way to actually place that. And that's what that is. It's taxation without representation, bro.
Yep. Yeah.
And immigration can be okay if you don't have, an open door welfare system and, birtherism, like he's speaking on, shit like that. Because I mean, obviously you want the best from all over, but at the same time, you don't want to take away from your own.
Right. So the really fucked up thing is, of course, the Democrats are trying to spin this as like, oh, it's mass deportations and it's so evil, and these are our friends and neighbors and stuff. Like, we've known them for a few years now. Like, they practically become our family. Like, so they've been living in shelters for the past several years because of the fact that the Democrats lied to them. They told them that, oh, yes, it's fine, don't worry. The Biden administration says that it's okay. Come on over. Everybody just come on in. Actually, to be honest with you, they said, don't come. Don't come.
After saying, fucking, I expect them to storm the border.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, fucking the Democrats really just gave these people false hope. And of course, it's really is kind of sad, because of course they knew that they can't give them all green cards. They knew that they can't give all these people jobs. They knew that they can't fucking, give all these people driver's license, all the other stuff that they promised them. They could give it to them temporarily. They could give them, temporary, medical assistance, all that type of stuff, basically, but yeah, this was basically a pipe dream. It was a political ploy, and they want to try and say like, oh, there's sending they're on the migrants on buses over to these sanctuary cities. It's a political ploy. They're using them as political pawns. Like, you guys been using them as political pawns the entire time. You guys been using them as fucking basically your shipped in fucking voters, and so yeah, they're gonna try and spin it as like, oh, look at what Republicans are doing. They're trying to deport your friends and neighbors and stuff like that. Like, fuck you guys did. Like, just you guys had human fucking trafficking, children being fucking trafficked as fucking sex slaves, all because you promised that fucking, oh, don't worry, we're gonna make sure that we get all of you guys citizenship, all 20 fucking million of you guys. We're gonna get you citizenship within the first 4 years while I'm here. Like, that's not possible at all. Like, there's no way that they could have done that, and they knew that. And if they want to blame anybody, fucking look in the mirror, man. You guys are the ones that brought all of these people here and told them that, don't worry, we're gonna, you can stay here. Just say that you're seeking asylum.
Right.
Yeah, just say it's asylum. Yeah, and then we'll have to let you in. Like, these people are fucking disgusting. They're evil people.
And even the leftist constituents, though, they're just as disgusting, man. And they use them themselves, right? And they don't want them in their neighborhoods. You see, when they get bused to Martha's Vineyard, they're fucking, a novelty. They pose with them for photo ops and fucking give them canned soup. And then the next day they're packed up and bust the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? And the only time they want them in their neighborhoods is like when they do their little, Freudian slips and who's going to clean your toilets, fucking Donald Trump, right? because that's what they
Right.
really see him as. It's the same as, if we free the slaves, who's going to pick the cotton? It's fucking, if we deport them, who's going to clean my shitter and take care of my kids while I fucking, do pills and, lounge around after Pilates or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it absolutely fucking, morally horrendous people that see themselves as morally superior to you. And you can only take from someone so long in their own neighborhood, regardless, and give to someone else that didn't deserve it and it's not supposed to be here before people start to fucking buck that trend. And there's always the fucking, what has a reaction, or every action has a reaction, right? It's going to bounce back. Equilibrium's going to come back, and unfortunately for a lot of people, it usually overcorrects, at least for a while. So you got that to look forward to. Like I said, there's a bunch of shit, as far as this, on this thing coming in. But I hope a lot of people see also the other shit and have trepidations. Like, one of the only true America First motherfuckers in Congress got removed from, the House Intel Committee by Mike Johnson, which is, Thomas Massey, because, he doesn't support the war complex and is not bought off by fucking foreign lobbyists. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
you-
That's why I also put hopefully in parentheses.
Right.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It might just be all the same old again, just with Donald Trump now, Again, of course, there'll be a few people that are just going to be like, well, this is the same shit that we've been doing. But then there's going to be quite a few people, especially, the talking heads within the conservative side that are going to be like, yeah, like, so, at least, I forgot what I was getting.
Yeah, but Mike Johnson, though, I mean, that's to me, that's an example of previous, poor choices and fucking staffing. And I hate that Trump, gave this dude basically fucking his endorsement, which is basically what kept him in power. And I know that he didn't want the whole, process of the McCarthy situation where it takes 13 fucking rounds of voting to get him put in,
Right.
as Trump's taken office. But at the same time, this dude's moving us backwards again. Like, he just took Massey off and replaced him with an 81-year-old fucking chick that just fell down the steps there at the Capitol. And she's completely pro-war. Everything's, Israel this, Israel that. We're bounds to Israel's. Like, I don't give two fucks about Israel. I got to tell
Right.
you, I mean, this is supposed to be an America First movement. You know what I mean?
Yep. If I can, yeah, if I can, do you think that he's going to be at least, at the behest of Donald Trump?
I mean, I have to say that Donald Trump was probably partially involved in that decision to remove Massey, because, he's kind of been against him, a few, the whole time. And, Massey's voted against, his wishes on a number of occasions, but the man votes on principle. And, he's a double fucking MIT, degree holder. I mean, that's somebody that you want to listen to. And,
Right.
his own personal life and his voting record speaks volumes about his character and personality. And if you cruise around the inner zones, it's pretty easy to find the screenshot of the exterior of that guy's door. And it's like that his door, in Chambers, is for his office, and it's posted outside, no foreign lobbyists, America First only. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So at least we'll have to see how it ends up going. Like we say, hopefully we'll hopefully have to see. Of course, Donald Trump's last term was wrought with backstabbers, rhinos, unmasked a whole lot of people. Like we say, Donald Trump, really, he can come in bull in a china shop right now because he has basically everything lined up to do so. It's all just going to be where the upsets are going to come from,
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this before. It's kind of tempering expectations, man. I mean, you got to be real. Like I said, dude only has basically 18 to 24 months, not the 4-year term that people tend to think he has because of midterm situations. People are going to start, their campaign processes and whatnot. And also at that time, squishy ass Republicans are going to be way more hesitant to vote for anything that could be seen as extremesies at a time when they could lose their fucking seat, because that's what it's about rather than what's good for the country. It's, I need to be reelected. So,
Right.
we have that to contend with. And again, that goes back to the current admin, what still has 72 hours left. That just seems to be on a rampant of fucking lighting as many small fires as possible on the way out, to take up time as well. So, you're cutting it. So again, tempering expectations. Like I said, to me, if you can get a lot of these people out that aren't supposed to be here, secure the border and retract a bunch of the money supply while increasing some manufacturing, that could vastly fucking change the game right there. And then of course, stop fucking funding wars, man.
Right. Yep. Do you think if we made it like far less appealing, financially to be a elected official for the government, do you think that would result in more people that want to actually just do something that's right for the country being elected, or do you think that'll just result in a lot more people, having their shady backdoor conglomerates and fucking bribery schemes and all that stuff?
Obviously, like the point for them is to, enrich themselves, like I said, and be reelected, right?
Mm,
And the jobs basically are going to come after, even though I personally believe there should be some type of restriction on that. But I think that taking money out of the game where they don't need a fucking $1 billion to run a campaign could vastly change that situation, as far as them always trying to look for donors and where am I going to get my next campaign fund at. So we got to get that aspect out of it. Whether it's a return to using more public aspects, public broadcasting, radio, so on and so on, versus we got to have fucking Megan the Stallion on the stage for $5 million or whatever. I mean, it's I mean, basically it's just common sense stuff. Returning to any kind of fiscal responsibility would change that, I think.
right. So I think fucking campaigning and stuff should at this point start to become fucking much cheaper. If anything, you have to pay for fucking some signs and shit like that. Fucking Donald Trump ran his entire campaign on podcasts, fucking for free.
Yeah, apparently he spent like a third of what
Yeah.
the Camel Toes admin did, so and did a lot more with it.
Right. So I mean, like, if that's going to be the future, I mean, like most of the fucking people that do fucking podcasts and shows like that say, like, I'm sitting in my kitchen right now, like just doing a show on my computer. Like it really is that simple. It's a one man operation. It's a 1 to 2
Yeah,
man operation depending on how many people are on the show. It's if that's the future, man, things are obviously just going to get easier and easier and easier to get done. Of course, with social media and everything being the way it is, in terms of censorship and all that, that's still going to play a major role in in how our campaigns and our elections are handled in the future as well too.
and then of course term limits, right? And we've spoke on that
Right.
a number of times as well. I mean, having like a period of 8 and 12 years, and then you move on. That also keeps it refreshed. It gives less time to be entrenched. And you got to flip the bureaucracy with that, because you can't have the same handlers from person to person, because then it doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
you got to cut down that, of course, and that's something that is supposed to be a focus point, right? The whole Doge, whether it's a meme or not. If any of that comes to fruition, that would be number one on my book. Is of course the bureaucracy, and that the handlers that have been there
Right.
for decades, just along with the congressmen and senators, need to get the fuck out too.
Right. Yep. Fucking afuera.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and skip on over to fucking Hamas and Israel and this video right here. So real quick, we'll just read the caption. Don't get it twisted. Israel and Hamas only agreed to a ceasefire after President Trump made them do it, and not whatever Joe Biden claims he did. Trump told both sides he wanted a deal made before his inauguration, and it happened just like that. Let's check this out real quick.
If those hostages aren't back, I don't want to hurt your negotiation. If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East. And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone. All hell will break out. I don't have to say anymore, but that's what it is.
That's what it is. All right. So that's what contributed to this ceasefire deal. So, of course, the Biden administration and Joe Biden himself will try to tell you, oh, we've been working on this for years. Like, we've been in negotiations. Right? You guys have been in negotiations with fucking military fucking arms companies to prolong this fucking conflict, to prolong all the conflicts we have going on around the world right now. Because, of course, that's a lot of money. There's a lot of money to be made right there. So, yeah, there's negotiations that they've been working on for all this time have come to absolutely nothing, right? Of course, if you ask the lefties, thinking, no, Israel's just been running around and committing genocide and America has done nothing, right? And then, of course, if you ask the pro-Israel side, they're going to say, oh, well, fucking America's been over there funding Hamas. I don't know, whatever. But either way, the Biden administration hasn't handled it in any sort of fashion that could be considered resulting in a ceasefire and the release of the hostages at this point. But and also the fact that they pretty much agreed to it the day before Joe Biden was to leave office. I don't think that's any sort of sign as to. I don't think it was done as a sign of respect. Like, oh, you know what? We respect the Biden administration. We're going to stop fighting now. We're going to miss you guys. No, it was out of a sign of, yeah, the next guy coming in said that he's going to kill us. So cool. All right, cool. Here's your hostages. Have a good one. we blow you up in 4 more years. So, yeah, it was not Joe Biden at all.
See, like I like from what I understand, it's different, man. From what I understand, this is exactly Joe Biden's plan, right? This is exactly what his team put together and proposed since May, which speaks fucking horrible still against this admin, because if they've really been trying to negotiate the same deal since then, dude, I mean, they weren't taking it serious. These people weren't listening. They're like, sure, right. Right. But
Right.
Israel's taking a loss on this deal. This works out in Hamas's benefit because, of course, the Biden admin was negotiating in favor of Hamas. Okay. They weren't, but they weren't really putting pressure on Israel. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they were still sending their funding and yada, yada with, little periodic picturesque fucking interruptions just, to calm down the fucking lunatics, on the left or the protesters and whatnot. But overall, this is his plan. But even a member of the Biden State Department came out and said that it wouldn't have gone through without the Trump team, because Trump, his team sent an envoy over there. So they are giving him credit, and they no one can argue against it. Even Cringe, I don't know if you've seen her clip trying to fucking lie. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna speak on a random person, and they were like, it's someone from your State Department, and they said his name even, and she was like, oh. You know what I mean? Act like she like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
just straight bullshit. So, obviously it went through because of Trump, but it was because of this deal. But I think partially also because the Democrats didn't want to give Trump a Reagan moment, like with the Iranian hostages when he, as he was about to take office, similar situation. And they didn't want that, image out there in the public. So they poured it on Israel too. Like, eventually we're going to be back in power. If you want to deal with the Democrats again, you're going to get this fucking deal done right now. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Biden, that guy doesn't know where the fuck he's at. So with his little, was this, Trump or you that got this deal done? Well, is that a joke? I mean, that's because I'm sure he truly believes this stuff. He's just been misled. He's just a fucking sock puppet. You know what I mean? That uses an
Right.
auto. So I'm sure he probably believes that this was his deal, dude. This was his fucking, half century expertise kicking in, right? But
Right.
obviously that's not the case, and it's a losing deal, not a good deal. And who knows? Trump may come in with a different rework, like, let's renegotiate this shit because Hamas is apparently dicking off, already, and rumors are that Israel's still dropping bombs, via drone directly into buildings and shit. So
Yep. It's hard to get them to stop fighting, even for a day. Even just like, yeah, okay, we're done.
I mean,
Oh, sorry, that was last for real. That last one. Hey, hey, he did it to me.
Like it's
Sorry.
been that way for
That's
thousands of
funny.
years, you know? I mean,
Right.
they'll jump through hoops to get some fucking checks, but as the value of the dollar decreases, that's those deals are harder to make. And like you said, it's obviously a part of that, partial acceptance is the threat of, the saber rattling. All hell's gonna break loose.
Right. Yep. I'm pretty sure the majority of it had to, I mean, of course, obviously it wasn't Donald Trump negotiating the deal. I don't think that at all, but I think
Like I said, he sent an envoy though. I mean, he did, that they were over there with Netanyahu and,
mhm.
you know,
But I mean, just nonetheless, I don't think anything would have been actually solved if I don't think any deals would have actually been agreed upon if Joe Biden had won, or I mean, not Joe Biden, sorry, Kamala Harris had won.
camels. No, no.
Right?
They probably would have upped the funding to fucking Hamas, dude. I mean, right now we fund the Taliban like $6 million a week. The
Yeah.
fucking Taliban, dude. I mean, they've been telling you that we spent, a couple $1 trillion fighting them for several decades, but yet we fund them to the tune of millions of dollars a week, man. I mean,
Right? Or they cycle our money throughout the world. That's
right?
how things flow.
Yeah, yeah. And then they set up shell companies, and then they launder it back to themselves as well. And it's a hell of a laundry system. And that's where I was saying earlier, if for any kind of fiscal responsibility to kick back in, a massive portion of that money is going to have to be retracted.
Yep. Yeah, fucking shit. I think every country should just go back to their own fucking currencies, and then fucking just have a I don't know, some sort of fucking fair trade medium or some shit like that, or just people
That's what the
decide.
American dollar was supposed to be, man.
Right, it was supposed to be, but I mean, I don't know. I guess we got to fucking replace the fiat system. Fucking everything's digital now. Right, it's the way that we're going.
Yeah, but that's not what you want. I mean, again, we can play that WEF fucking, quorum from just a couple years ago where they explained to you exactly why they want to roll out a digital currency. And
Mhm.
it's for the Green New Deal's purposes. It's for your own good. We want to control how much fucking TV you can watch, how much meat you can buy, how far you can travel, when you can travel. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all
All
for
right,
uses. We're looking outs.
all right. Yeah, I don't know. Shit, maybe we just become isolationists for some time.
Yep, I've said the same, man.
All
And
right.
we got a little heated conversation.
Well, I mean, of course, it still is true. Like, I mean, right, being in terms of being isolationist, it'd have to be just either direct trade partners. I mean, we couldn't just completely halt all trade throughout the world unless, of
Hell
course,
no, that's why we're gonna take fucking Greenland and fucking the Panama Canal. So, we got open trade routes heavily
Mhm.
protected and maintained,
Right,
and we'll fucking ship it out. The point is to kick up manufacturing before we do anything. I mean, right now it's like a reliance economy. Everything's coming in. We got to get more fucking being shipped out.
right. Yeah, well, I guess I mean without dominating world trade, or we'd have to be more dominating world manufacturing, I guess, or more you know um, minerals, all that stuff.
Yeah, Greenland.
Yeah, gonna involve some imperial ambitions, but I don't know. And like I say, it
I
really
think
is.
it'll work out for the people of Greenland. I think that they'll all there's the
Oh, of
place is
course,
like 50,000 deep. They'll be filthy, stinking, fucking rich, dude. It'll be
right?
it'll be little Dubai, dude. It'll be northern Dubai and shit.
Yeah, but of course, I mean, a lot of that stuff's gonna have ripple effects throughout the world and stuff. Of course, when you shift major trade and manufacturing and stuff like that. Of course, it's gonna. Yeah, I ain't no economist, but I would imagine that it's gonna have some sort of a ripple effect.
Yeah, and the fact that we're the trade currency is that ripple's going to be a lot of highs,
Right.
a lot of highs, man.
Yep. And it's really going to I don't know, possibly lead to like a global war of buying up fucking smaller countries. It's just going to be a giant big country eat little country type thing.
Yeah, fortunately for us, there's not a lot of countries that can do that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Like really,
Well,
and there's not a
it's
lot of places that are going to be willing, to sell.
right. Right. That's what I'm saying. There's definitely a few though. I mean, there's definitely
Yeah,
China, Russia. If they end up coming together, it's a definitely a lot of influence that they're going to be able to swing. They already have lots of influence. They of course China owns a lot of mineral rights all around the world right now. So I mean they're already a major competitive powerhouse against us. And like I say, it's of course that's eventually going to lead to a point just based off of human nature. You'd think it'd lead to a point where we just have couple large nations, and that's it. That's what the world is. It's just a couple of large nations and we all just trade together, but that's not human nature. That's not how
with
it ends up.
Oceania and Eurasia, bud.
Right. Yeah. And so I mean it's really kind of all roads lead to Rome in a sense.
Yeah, and fuck, I'm hoping to be in the country that's got the chariots, bro.
Right. I'm hoping to play the fiddle. No, I was kidding.
Now that's Joe Biden's right now, dude. Full on
Right.
fucking Nero. The worst of Nero and Caligula is fucking Joe Biden right now. Caligula with dementia instead of fucking what was it? Pewter. What was it? Pewter poisoning or lead poisoning? Right? They lined the wine jugs with lead. So that was right. That's Joe Biden's, dude. Playing the fiddle as the joint burns down is like his farewell. It's oligarchies.
Right. To oligarchies. Right. Faking. So, of course, speaking of Joe Biden, of course, in his farewell speech, he has one of his classic and repeated Joe Biden gaffes. I mean, that's how he leaves his legacy. It might sound familiar. This isn't a repeat of a previous gaffe. This is a whole new one.
Spoke of the dangers of the military industrial complex. He warned us then about, and I quote, the potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power, end of quote.
End of quote. Repeat the line. Yeah, fucking Joe Biden. So of course there's also this one where he warned the nation of the wealthy people. Let's see. Kanoa the Great says breaking in his farewell address, President Joe Biden warns the nation about the dangers of an ultra wealthy oligarchy that must pay their fair share of taxes. Of course, his son was just pardoned for not paying his fair share of taxes, as well as crack and fucking gun charges and a whole litany of things that Joe Biden himself wrote law for to lock these people up for decades. And we'll be talking about Joe Biden just a little bit. So of course, Joe Biden legacy goes down in history as probably one of the worst, at least thus far, presidential administrations in all of American history. Some would say, at least in modern American history, that's for sure. So Joe Biden, of course, in his farewell address. Well, actually, let's go ahead and check this one out real quick, and then we'll get into Joe Biden. He also did quite a few other things as he's leaving office. But
This is a dangerous and that's a dangerous concentration of power in the hands of a very few ultra wealthy people. The dangerous consequences if their abuse of power is left unchecked. Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence that literally threatens our entire democracy, our basic rights and freedoms, and a fair shot for everyone to get ahead. We see the consequences all across America, and we've seen it before. More than a century ago, but the American people stood up to the robber barons back then and busted the trusts. They didn't punish the wealthy, just made the wealthy play by the rules everybody else had to. Workers want rights to earn their fair share. They were dealt into the deal, and it helped put us on a path to building the largest middle class, the most prosperous century any nation in the world has ever seen. We've got to do that again. The last 4 years, that's exactly what we've done. People should be able to make as much as they can, but play by the same rules. Pay their fair share of taxes.
The world's biggest hypocrite, you guys. The world's
Right.
biggest hypocrite. So, let me just say real quick, fucking that largest freaking growth that we've had was for the top 10%, which is the wealthy people that he's complaining about. So that was what you guys did. Go ahead.
This guy is a obvious fucking, sock puppet piece of shit. This dude will read anything put in front of him if he can manage it. He doesn't believe any of this himself. Most of it, he has no clue what the fuck he's even talking about. You know what I mean? It's pretty obvious by the look on his face. He's just hearing this shit as he's reading it. You know what I'm saying? And then the oligarchy shit. Oligarchies are good as long as they're Democrats, right? The same people that he's speaking on right now, are former Democrats and, funded these people's, campaigns. And of course they loved them then, but now that, they've backed, slightly away or, joined the Trump, campaign or what have you. Now all of a sudden it's a danger. The dude just awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom to fucking George Soros, accepted by Alex Soros, who are legitimate oligarchs. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then, not to mention, like you said, he just pardoned his son for tax evasion and tax fraud. And regardless if, how us here, we don't believe in taxation, but, obviously if it's the law, it's the law. If I got to pay, so do you. But this dude, obviously, like you said, hypocritical bullshit. Everything is that that he's saying is pure projection. It's been pretty obvious about the weaponization and, again, oligarchs, so on and so forth. But, nobody has a fair share of anything. Like you're not allotted shit just because you exist, right? You're supposed to get the fuck up and earn. And, they'll always repeat the lie. I mean, did you make it big enough and, they believe it becomes the truth. But, the top, 8% of something that taxpayers pay in 70% of all tax revenue. So, they pay their fair shares. When's enough? I mean, these people won't be happy until they're squeezing blood from your fucking children, man.
Right.
So they can, get their, wrinkle cream or what have you, right? But just a complete joke. Dude's ending his political career, in the same way it's always been. Just fucking spouting lies and shit he doesn't believe in. He doesn't care about you having your fair share. This dude fucking hates you.
Right. This dude's a fucking total piece of shit. See. Oh yeah, this one. Fucking Chris D. Jackson, dad and husband, 16-year elected office, election aficionado. Blue Wave Party chair, I'm guessing, political strategist, radio host, animal advocate, hashtag Team Joe. He says President Joe Biden teared up during the commander-in-chief farewell ceremony today. This is a good man, you guys. The motherfucker's asleep.
God is in this holy temple. Not tearing up. That's not real, dude. He's a dry eye kind of guy. That guy needs fucking Visine right now.
Right? he just sees death looming in the distance. Fuck.
Right.
Good.
Trying to akin himself to Eisenhower in that speech, when he warned against the military industrial complex. That's why they're using this techno industrial complex, a term that he thinks they're coining on the way out that everyone's going to use. No one's even saying that shit, right?
Right.
Fuck. You can't say enough about that speech, dude. I mean, almost unintelligible at times and, just redundant and boring, but fuck.
Shit's lame, man. It's technology, fucking technoligarchy, man.
You technocrat, man.
Right? Freaking lame ass shit. Let's see. Joe Biden screams that he's unilaterally added the 28th Amendment to the Constitution. His farewell speech was bad enough. This is even worse. The amendment he speaks of wasn't ratified in time. Sorry, Biden. You lose again, buddy. Let's see.
Today, I affirm the Equal Rights Amendment to have cleared all the necessary hurdles to be added to the U.S.
Unnecessary
Constitution
hurdles.
now.
Now.
The Equal Rights Amendment is the law of the land now.
Nope.
It's the 28th Amendment to the Constitution now.
No, it's not.
Today, I
Well, sorry, Beavis, not again. You're wrong again, buddy.
All right. You suck again.
Yeah, freaking yeah, so apparently that's not the law of the land. So well, what is again, I'm not too exactly sure what it was, but apparently he was trying to say that it says that you need 2/3 of the states to agree on it. Well, 2/3 of the states have ratified it. So now we're gonna federally impose it on the rest of the states. Like that's not what the fuck they were talking about. What the fuck you tripping on, man? Yeah, what's the what is it? Was it ESA, something like that? ERA? I forgot.
Talking about the equal
The-
rights, dude. The Equal Rights
Yeah.
Amendment. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what is it, man?
I mean, again, they're trying to akin it to include like gender ideology and whatnot. You know what I mean? And to make it, to where everything's evens is, they're just it's the old equality. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's all it is, dude. They're trying to cement DEI basically into the Constitution.
Right. So it's basically now it's not just your immutable characteristics. Now it's your perceived characteristics as well.
Right. It's everything. Anything that we can divide you on, it's protected.
Right. if everybody doesn't follow in on your delusions, we'll lock them up.
Right. You're
Yeah,
violating the Constitution's people's rights.
right. These people are fucking insane. These people
Yeah.
are insane, man. But
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
they try to twist, the amendment, that tries to guarantee basic, rights of privacy to akin to that makes abortion legal. Like, what the fuck, man? You know what I'm saying?
right. These people are insane, dude. They're just fucking. They're obviously they hate this system. They're just trying to do everything they can to destroy it. That's why they're trying to fucking. Oh well, if someone's misgendered, well, they should be able to sue you, or like they should.
Right,
These people are-
it's not even the system, it's a system, period. They just want to be able to do whatever the fuck they want. Willy-nilly, dude, come up with some shit that stirs a feeling and they're like, let's make it a laws. I mean, these people are good for nothing but making restrictions. I mean, they pass, well over 200 fucking restrictions a year. And that's
Yep.
on a slow fucking jam. That's when the house is divided.
Right. Yeah, sure. Hopefully, we'll see if they slow down a little bit during these fucking Chevron orders. When now or the
Chevron doctrine and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, hopefully-
that and the fact that Trump's previous, what was it, for every law that was instituted, they had to repeal, what was it, 3 or 5 or something, and he said this time he wants to double that.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
That's fucking, like, again, if you want to unleash energy and manufacturing and make it to where we're economically sound again, that's the route you got to take, man. I mean,
Yep.
even though Gavin Newsom in California admits that relieving restrictions works, hence the reason that he just signed a bill easing up the red tape for people in the fires to rebuild.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, California's fucked, man.
Right.
And fucking 2 weeks later, there's still a couple embers smoldering. You guys, we're working
Hell
on
no,
it.
man. 2 weeks later, they're like, the winds are kicking back up, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, fuck, they're coming back again.
All right.
Yep, freaking.
Been this way, for fucking, centuries upon centuries, right? Long before time immemorial, man. I mean, there's accounts of Spanish ships, what was it, like in the 1500s, that referred to the area as the land of smoke. You know what I'm saying? I mean, wildfires happen in California every fucking year. And you remember we were in this place in 2018 with Trump, and he's standing next to Gavin Scum and saying, "You guys need to clean up the goddamn forests." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Reinstitute controlled burns, son.
Right. Shit. I mean, we have
So they're
fire.
like,
We
no,
have
we'll
forest
have
fires.
uncontrolled burns. Don't worry about it.
Right. Well, uncontrolled burns are emergency situations, and therefore they are monetized burns. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
not
You gotta
just
think
that.
outside the
Emergency
box.
situations grant sweeping powers to the fucking state.
Right. Whenever you're thinking of coming up with a policy or anything, first thing you should always think is, how could this benefit me? Your first thought. Okay. That's the first and only rule to effective policy making if you're a Democrat.
Yep. And if that doesn't work, the next step is to try to call the president and ask him to censor social media so people can't point out that you're fucking inept.
Right. Yeah. And if that still doesn't work, well, then maybe you just commute 2,500 extra.
No, I was going to say, I thought you were going to go the next step. Gavin Newsom did. He set up a whole website to try to dispel mis and disinformations about the fucking role of the government and the fires and for prevention. You know what I'm saying? We got to do away with fucking dissent.
I've been seeing his tweets and stuff, but yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking no Gavin Newsom. I wouldn't put it past him, man. That dude's career is over, though. You know, like,
You'd think, but I'm telling you that fucking 4 years from now, half of them will already forgot about the shit, right? And then the rest of them will vote for him regardless because it's blue no matter who it says.
right? Yeah, fucking. And don't forget about the other people that are gonna be like, "God, I don't care. I'm a dead person. I died 10 years ago. I don't care.
Right.
I'll vote for him."
Right. Or I moved out of that state fucking 10 years ago, so I'm gonna vote in this one too.
Right? Yeah, fucking yeah. California's fucked. They're gone. But oh, you'll be happy to learn though that 2,500 drug users are going to be back on the streets thanks to Joe Biden. All right,
Thanks to Joseph Biden.
all right, fucking. I'll smoke to that one, you guys. So let me go ahead and read this here statement from one President Biden. That's me.
From resident Joseph Biden.
On additional clemency actions, January 17, 2025. Today, I'm commuting the sentences of nearly 2,500 people convicted of nonviolent drug offenses who are serving disproportionately long sentences compared to the sentences they would receive today under current law, policy, and practice. With this action, I have now issued more individual pardons and commutations than any president in U.S. history. Yay! Today's clemency action provides relief for individuals who receive lengthy sentences based on discredited distinctions between crack and powder cocaine. Oh man. As well as outline sentencing enhancements for drug crimes, as Congress recognizes through the Fair Sentencing Act and the First Steps Act. It is time that we equalize these sentencing disparities. This action is an important step toward righting historic wrongs, correcting sentence disparities, and providing deserving individuals the opportunity to return to their families and communities after spending far too much time behind bars. I'm proud of my record on clemency and will continue to review additional commutations and pardons. Right? Yeah, fucking I'll see who else I could fucking pardon. I'll see who else.
If you notice, the First Step Act was, Trump's fucking revision to, the corrections fucking facility situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's basically reneging on his own fucking, pact. You remember the law that he, co-sponsored in the '90s that
Small piece of crack.
Right?
It's big.
Yeah, and so basically they can't use that against him no more because that's been the whole, Joe Biden's put all these people away for drugs. That's all he's doing is just trying to, it's cleanup. It's a mop up situation, man. The fucking wolf's in town.
Yep, fucking, people don't like me no more. I'm gonna go down as the worst president in history. I know I'll get in some people's good graces. I'll give them their fucking their uncles back, or their fucking
Right.
their abusive baby daddies back, and all that
Right.
shit.
You can't get mad that I fucking was okay with Hunter smoking crack because I'm okay with your son smoking crack now. See?
Right?
Dude,
I
fucking
don't.
Dabu Graver, hell yeah, fuck the drug war, dude. Yeah, fuck the drug war,
Right?
man, to a certain extent, dude. You know what I mean? I mean,
That's
obviously, we got fentanyl killing fucking 100,000 kids a year in this bitch, but yeah, I
right.
mean, consenting adults, you want to get fucked up? Go ahead, get fucked
Right.
up.
Yep. That's the nuance to the whole thing. Is of course, we're not against nonviolent drug offenders being released from prison. I mean, of course, like I say, if they're nonviolent, if they don't have a history of violence, and all they were doing was drugs, then not a big deal. Like, I don't think that person should be in prison in the first place. If anything, send them fucking community service, man. Make them fucking get up every morning and go work. That'll probably help them a little bit. But yeah. Like we say quite a bit. I mean, I've my political views have changed just a little bit over the last a year or two, but for the most part, I still kind of remain you know uh in the same place on that. I don't think that they should be illegal, but at the same time, I think vagrancy and fucking blatantly being a fucking drug addict junkie in the middle of the street should be illegal. I think there
Right.
should be some sort of decency laws and stuff like that. But nonetheless, I don't think drugs should be illegal. I think
Yeah, and I surely
consenting
would never
adults.
look at it from the bleeding heart liberal aspect, like it's a sickness, you got to help them. Fuck no, it's a conscious choice. That's an adult. Get the fuck off the goddamn median, son.
Right. Yeah. The best medicine is a fucking 4x6 cell. You'll
Yeah.
make it. Right. You'll be all right, buddy. Yeah. But yeah, if you can't handle it to the point where you're fucking sleeping on the streets, or fucking sleeping in front of grocery stores, or fucking wiping your ass with the morning newspaper and shit like that, then yep, you should probably be taken off the streets. But just for the act of doing drugs and stuff like that, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Um,
recreational use, you're in your home, dude. Fucking, you know what I mean? Functional, whatever that gets you through life and your day.
Sherlock Holmes
Fuck,
did dope, bro.
right. Sigmund Freud was all fucked up, dude.
Right? Fucking tripping
Yep,
balls,
and
bro.
Dabu's comment here about him, like I was saying, yeah, he co-sponsored that law that with the mandatory crack sentences, and he is a
Mhm.
hypocrite. Obvious, not just that, but the even more obvious of his son was smoking crack, and he's telling you to pay your fair share as he just pardoned his son again for tax evasion and fraud. So
Right.
he's always been plagiarizing, lying piece of shit.
Fucking hypocrite.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of them old
Yep.
lizards, man.
Yeah, that definitely is going to be the defining word of Joe Biden's political career, I guess. It's fucking hypocrite. Yeah, fucking
I love the plagiarizing. You always got to throw that in. This guy
right.
plagiarized his fucking life
Plagiarizing,
story.
kid sniffing, fucking hypocrite,
Right.
son of a bitch. Yeah, fucking Joe Biden, man. The end of an era. Fucking fuck off, Joe. Fucking don't let the door hit you on the way out, man. I'm sure you have
Right.
handlers that are gonna fucking wheel you out, of course. But
The one meme I saw was pretty good, dude. It's some cat fucking with like a putty knife scraping the glue off the back of the Biden portrait in the fucking hall in the Capitol, and it's playing closing time.
endings and beginnings.
Yeah. Yeah, less than 72 hours, and that photo will be replaced by fucking the presidential mugshot, dude.
Right. I'm looking it up right now. Oh fuck.
And what do you know about Camel and them, dude? Her and old Slugger Emhoff, dude, being the class acts they are. They didn't even invite JD and his family to the presidential or the vice presidential mansion for the tour, which is like tradition.
Yeah.
Such
Well,
pieces of shit. Right,
They're
look at that,
salty,
dude. Look at
man.
that mug, dude. And everyone's like,
Right.
it didn't even
Oh,
age Trump like it did Obama and them. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't worried. He wasn't doing shit. He was playing golf. Like he looks like he's been stressed out for years. But rugged, manly ass photo, right?
right. Yeah, you could definitely see it's a whole new Trump, fucking
Mhm.
that's jolly old Trump, like, haha, I won, motherfuckers. Bet you didn't think I was gonna win, did you? And then this is fucking after he's been through fucking hell and back for this country.
Right.
Yep, it's definitely a sign of what's to come. These people, a lot of people know what's coming, and a lot of these rats have been fucking jumping off the ship. As we talked about
Yeah,
earlier.
or fucking paying a toll.
Right, right, yep. As we talked about earlier, fucking all these celebrities, all these big name corporate types and shit like that, they're all bending down and fucking kissing the ring, and that's it's a clear indication that it's a whole new era in America.
And I think it's hilarious how fools are like, they're controlling Trump. They bought Trump. You know what I mean? These people, like, saw Alex Jones earlier tripping out, like, should he be meeting with fucking Bill Gates? That Bill Gates is hinting towards the fact he's got control over him and all this kind of shit, dude. Dude, the man has increased his value several $billion over the past year. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, to me, someone that's already a multi-billionaire and is fucking a better part of 90 years old, I don't think you got much of a worry about him being bought off.
Right. He wants to make sure that he has the most lavish funeral ever. And I told him I was going to make that happen for him.
Right. Right. I
Yeah.
mean, dude, whatever he does, he's going to do because he sees it as being right, or, his decision, regardless of how it works out, or right or wrong. I think that's what you're dealing with.
Yep. Yep. Fucking. But either way, retribution's coming.
If that photo is any indicator, man.
Right, man, dude. Fucking, like I said, that's this guy right here compared to this guy right here, man. Fucking, this guy looks like he is happy, having a good time. This guy, he's not happy. He's not having a good time. Maybe he's having a good time right now. Yeah, of course, he did just
Right now he is. He's fucking partying, dude. But
right. Total victory. Right. I can watch watch something end up happening, like completely fucking like he slips and falls and fucking cracks his skull or some shit like that. Like on like fuck, man.
then
Fucking
JD
two.
Vance is president, man.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's good, it would still be all right. But I mean, it's just like fucking two fucking assassins couldn't get his ass. Fucking they tried to blow up the truck outside his tower. Fucking, he dodged fucking court cases left and right. Fucking, they took his mugshot. He got it right out of that shit. And then he fucking slips, fucking falls and cracks his head open on Inauguration Day. Like, wouldn't that be some shit? Yeah.
Yep, or he fucking leaves the ball right now and feeling good, dude. Feeling good, smelling good. Gets into the joint like Melania, take them fucking Johns off, dude, and get it on there, and boom, has a massive coronary, man.
Oh, fuck, man. Yeah, that'd be Trump style. That would be Trump style. Like I said, it's not about the man, it's about the movement.
Right? That's how I want to go out. Fuck, man. Billionaire or
Right?
not, dude. Just nuts deep.
Right? Fucking nuts deep right after you just fucking won the world, basically.
Right.
I just pretty much defeated the world, so I think I can go to bed and fuck my wife. And that's the last time anybody ever saw him.
Right.
He died that night.
And JD Vance was sworn on Monday.
Right?
It's funny, that guy's just rolling around, dude. You see him, man? He's fucking training through the old country towns and stuff, dude, checking out his people, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. Them fools are probably tripping. You know what I mean? It's like the cat you used to pick on in school rolls up with a whole gaggle of Secret Service.
I know, right? Fucking some crazy fucking. I mean, I, do you know anybody from back in your childhood that became famous?
No, man. I mean, I got a good buddy from kindergarten. Actually, he's like semi-famous. You know what I mean? He's opened up for the Misfits reunion, shit like that. Opened up for Slayer, bro. You know what I'm saying? And does what they call the beer core rounds, man. You know what I mean? Basically, now he's plays a lot of bars and shit. But that's about as close to, I'd have to say.
Right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know anybody that fucking grew up to, have any sort of fame, anything like that. Yeah, fucking
Yeah,
my dad went to school with Sean Elliott from the San Antonio Spurs.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to think it's pretty rare, man. Just for the simple fact that I
Right.
mean, people that are famous are usually, at least like athletes, shit like that. Musicians are, some of the best of, what they do. That's why they rise to that level. I mean, besides, fucking
Yeah.
pop and rap, obviously, but you know,
Yep. Yeah. Fucking. Well, there's also TikTok. Well, well,
right,
there was.
right. I mean, you think about like hockey or something, you know what I mean? Like you're watching, 30 some teams and there's 20 some players a fucking team. I mean, that seems like a shitload, but in reality that's such a minuscule portion
Yeah.
of the people that fucking play the sport, I mean, best of the best only.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. It's fucking. Yeah. It really is. There's these. Of course, everybody has dreams when they're kids. Of, fucking. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be a fucking rock star one day, man. Fucking. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking be a pro fucking athlete. I don't know, something. All those kids have those dreams, but one day they all come crashing down.
Right. And
The
if it
little
doesn't, it's fucking the guy that lives at his grandma's when he's 40 and fucking
right,
those are the ones that
fucking
are still, man, we're gonna get the band back together, bro.
right. Say, man, fucking, it's like our 12th drummer, man. They keep fucking end up getting jobs or having kids or something.
They're gonna go the Spinal Tap route. Like all the
I've
drummers
still
have
never seen
died,
that, man.
man. It's great, dude. Same situation. They go through like 10 drummers, but they all die in mysterious ways, bro.
Yeah, shit, dude. I remember the fun days of fucking jamming with different bands and shit back in high school. Those are the
Yeah, it's good
days, man.
times, man. Fuck yeah, me too. That was the shit, dude.
Yep,
It's
kids don't do
same
that shit no
situation,
more.
right? I thought I was gonna be a rock star too, bro.
Right?
Here it
Yep.
is.
But I just mean, like picking, it's one thing to dream, but I mean, kids don't fucking do none of that shit no more. Kids are all just fucking dreaming about, like, oh, dude, I'm gonna start a mukbang channel on TikTok. Like, the fuck is that? Like, the fuck you
Right.
talking about? Like, no, no, you're not. I'm gonna be an influencer. The fuck?
Yeah, well, you gonna go into TikTok with that?
Yeah, yep. But
Yeah,
hope.
in that case, fucking, you want your kids on TikTok, man. I like to me, it's fucking pure AIDS, and I don't give two shits what Trump thinks. I mean, fucking ban that bitch. I give a
Right.
fuck. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And everyone can. It's freedom of speech. It's not just like the Supreme Court just said. It's not freedom of speech. It has
Right.
nothing to
That's
do with it. It's a fucking adversarial country that has say in people's our citizens' information. You know what I'm
yep.
saying? And not to mention the subversive material. Fuck off and die.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Fuck all that shit, man. Get rid of that shit. Of course, it's back when the bill was first passed, we were over here like, oh well, you don't want government to get too much control. You give them an inch, they're going to take a mile and stuff like that. But and like I said, it does seem to be pretty detailed out legislature where it's basically only for these foreign adversarial countries, like China, Russia,
Iran,
Iran. Like there's two more, I think, or maybe one more, something like that. But
Korea, North Korea.
yeah, North Korea. Yeah, but either way, for these foreign adversarial countries, that basically we could force them to divest in any company that's sorry, being sent over here to the United States. Of course, TikTok was basically just the litmus test, I guess. Of course, didn't they ban like Telegram or something like that too?
In other countries, I don't know if it's banned here. I'm not
Yeah.
positive. I think you can still access it here, but there is some countries that it's been banned in.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, they're trying to ban all the stuff from Russia, everything like that. But yeah, fucking TikTok. That's the big one. That's the one that's got everyone freaking out right now, and fucking lefties trying to pretend that was their top source of income. It's like like they don't pay anybody unless you're like the top fucking 1% of that shit. Like yeah, if I can, I'm sure people make money on there. Of course, there's people that also are using it for social media, for networking, and for online marketing, stuff like that. Selling their products. There's definitely lots of that going on there. So I mean, it did serve its purposes in that. So I guess those people do have their argument in that sense, but nonetheless, the pragmatic thing is really just, this is destroying our country. This is destroying our youth. Like I said, back in my day, fucking kids wanted to be fucking rock stars, and so they'd fucking play guitar and learn how to play and fucking all this and that. Or people wanted to fucking be athletes, and so they're constantly outside running and playing with their friends and getting fucking teams together, so that way they could go fucking have real games and shit like that. Nowadays, like we say, it's people are doing, teenagers doing fucking pranks in Walmart, and fucking people are being public nuisances, and people that are over here fucking you know eating themselves to death for likes and clicks and all this and that shit. And it's really just destroying our youth. Really, all of it is. It's not just TikTok. Really, all of it is fucking Facebook, X, fucking all of this shit's really just kind of destroying our youth. um some of it does serve a purpose, to an extent, of course. Social media, whatever, it's become widely popular over the past couple of decades. Which I remember fucking back in the MySpace era. But nonetheless, the experiment has gone quite some ways. And yeah, it's that like I say, especially when it comes to foreign nations that are purposefully feeding our kids these algorithmic mind virus channels. And so yeah, get rid of that shit, basically, is
Yeah, TikTok brain is
short.
real, man. I mean, kids can't focus for more than 30 seconds at this point, man. And if you doubt that it's subversive, just think for a second that they had a younger generation just last year running around saying, maybe Bin Laden was right. Maybe he wasn't that bad of a guy. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I mean, a dude that claimed responsibility for the death of over 3,000 Americans, like that's someone you want your kid looking up to? Absolutely fucking not, right? Unless you're a fucking jihadist. And you know, they push that shit again, like you just mentioned with the algorithmic feed. It's kids are seeing this shit, and at that age, younger ages, your early teens, preteens, obviously easily goaded and influenced. I mean, they're looking for their purpose and their selves, and easily accept things as real without second guessing if their buddies or the cliques they follow are cheering it on or all about it. I mean, you see it happen all the time, and I know you got a lot of people that revert to the, well, you're responsible for your children, and of course you are. But at that same token, with current civilization, there's absolutely no way that you can monitor what your kids are intaking 24 hours a day. I mean, at this point, you got to have both parents working, so on and so on.
Right.
And what is it about the Telegram shit?
Yeah.
Dog face, dude. The feds made a deal with the owner of Telegram. They're saying it was used for criminal organization, and of course that's what they do. And that's why Albrecht is in prison to this day for Silk Road, who Trump still says he's going to free. With executive order, he's going to pardon him or whatnot. But yeah, of course, that's what they always say. That's how they quash any kind of free speech or monetary exchange that they can't monitor or tax.
Right. Yep. Fucking but yeah, I mean, in terms of brainwashing and just stuff that it's you like, whenever I go to try and find shit for my kids to watch on TV and shit like that, dude, like I'm noticing it's getting harder and harder and harder just to try and find something that's not filtered out, that's not, woke as fuck, or that's not some weird fucking adult going and playing in fucking ball pits at, fucking kids play shits, like those, dude. I don't know. All those things are fucking weird. I like the fucking classic cartoons and shit. My kids don't like them though. My kids don't like classic cartoons. They like all this new type of animation and all these, Cocoa Melons and all this other, weird type shit. And so, dude, it's such a pain in the ass just trying to find something that, doesn't show little boys fucking that look androgynous or fucking, like, is that a dress? Like, I don't know. Like it's, it's really hard to find shit for, the kids to watch these days. And that's just more that fucking algorithmic brain rot,
You got to get Benki, bro.
I'm actually thinking about it, man.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro in their ear all day and fucking it's pro-Israel. It's because Israel. It's anti-Semitism.
Right.
Just in cartoon form and shit.
Right. Yeah. And so anyway, guys, so the tribes of Israel, they went on the desert for 40 years. Fucking Shapiro. But now if I can just like different sorts of like you like nowadays, I mean, like, of course you could just fucking do like most parents and just fucking give your kids a tablet and here you go, look for what you want to watch and shit like that, But I mean, shit nowadays you pretty much you have to find like one of those types of fucking programs or like one of those like companies or TV stations or whatever that is actually decent and shit like that, and then you just pretty much got to subscribe to just that channel, and just fucking let your kids watch that if anything, so that way you don't have to do so much sifting. Either that or just basically look at the year that shit was made, And if it is like fucking anything before fucking 2014, 15, stuff like that should be all right.
2010.
Right. Just
fucking
to be
dog
safe
facer, dude.
sometimes.
Yep, feds want to do away with encrypted messaging. They want to do away with encrypted everything again. Hence the reason that they talk about digital backed currencies and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. And you think a lot of it's going to end up being Trojan horse through by Donald Trump's?
No, I mean, I think that the MAGA agenda is fucking not here. And he said that, while he supports, like Bitcoin and shit like that, like trade wise, that he'll sign an order where, it'll make it illegal to try to institute, a digital, a central bank digital currency here in America.
I thought they already did.
No,
I mean, passed that in Congress last.
I mean, well, but it's it doesn't have teeth, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you want to put that little executive T on it, but the support for Bitcoin, obviously, you've seen, since he, vocalized that, it's gone up. It's gone nothing but up. I think right now it's like at 105 or 106, man. So, glad I threw some money back in that before it fucking sprung up. But yeah.
Shit, let me check it real quick. We'll do live. Bitcoin's current price is $103,169.80.
It's gone down in the last couple hours, so but still,
just a little bit. It fluctuates,
Right.
I mean, that's still.
But just a couple days ago, it was like at 92 or something. So I'm not bitching. I'm not bitching.
Yep. Shit, I remember just a couple years ago, fucking back when my son was born, fucking. I bought a couple, I obviously didn't buy a couple, but I, bought some Bitcoin, dude. It was like 16,000, man. I should have probably kept on it at that time.
Yeah, I had some too, and I panicked when it fucking dropped out, dude, and I sold it at like 35 or something, and then you can see where it's at now.
Yeah,
So.
I sold it at like 32 or something like that. I mean, I did make a little bit on it, but definitely nowhere near what I would have,
Right.
Yeah,
that's what it turned hundreds into thousands for you real quick.
Right. Yeah, fucking. Well, either way. See how it goes, dude. I'll be honest with you, man. I still don't even know how to use like Bitcoin, like fucking at places that like accept Bitcoin, or like I wouldn't know how to fucking transfer it. I don't know how the digital wallet, any of that shit fucking works. Like I'd probably end up fucking my shit up like right away.
Yeah, it sucked for a while there. You had they had a card. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you could use. They had a Bitcoin card, man, but now they discontinued that as far as I'm aware.
So it's
But
just that fucking big ass code or whatever that you're supposed to remember.
yeah, that right there, if that code's gone, obviously your fucking money's gone forever. And that's like that with any like real digital wallet. You
Yeah.
have a passcode and beyond your normal password to use it. And if you ever lose that, you're fucked, man.
Fucking blows, man.
Right.
Yep. Fucking like, fuck your social security number. You need to remember your fucking digital wallet fucking number, man.
Right.
Right?
And you can always go third party though, even though in reality it's almost like you don't own it. It's like they loan you a portion of what they own. And then, you can make Skrill off it, but it's almost like it's not yours. You know what I mean? Like they could just shut down tomorrow and you wouldn't own that Bitcoin no more. Like
Yeah.
Robinhood or something, right?
Yep. Yeah, fucking that's why I just take the safe route and I just buy EFTs, you guys. Right, NFTs.
Look, I got a shit ton of gorilla photos, dude.
If anybody needs some, you guys just hit me up. No, I'm just kidding. I got none of that shit.
That's a hedge against inflation, bro. Fucking gorilla photos.
This one's in a funny sailor suit.
I love the fucking like, dude, I just bought this fucking NFT and they post it on fucking social media. You know what I mean? And someone screenshots it and posts it in the comments. I just got it for free.
Right. Me too, man. I just got one too.
Right.
Yeah, you fucking.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever fucking heard of, man. Like but it's like your digital copy, like you own that digital copy, man. Like you do know what the word digital means, right? Like,
Not to mention, like I
There you
said,
go.
I mean, art and shit like that these days, unless you're holding it physically in your hand, means fucking nothing, dude.
right?
Like, it's,
And
just a screenshot away from someone else getting fucking monies for it.
right, in a technical sense, us right here together, we're digital right now. Yeah, that's right. You guys watched it. You thought we were real, dude. Like, no, that screen you're holding or that you're watching on right now, that we're fucking digitized right now, man. We're
It's
fucking
even further
tiny
than
little-
that, dude. This is AI, bro. We're not even here.
right? We're actually fucking paid government operatives. There you guys go. You caught us, man.
You're cashing Israel checks, man.
Yep. Fucking that'd be nice. Yeah. I don't think I'd fucking. I don't know, man. I don't think I could be government propaganda.
I'll propagandize for Russia, man.
Right. It definitely have to be somebody I agree with, you know. Like, fuck it, I'll push your fucking propaganda, Donald Trump. Got you, man.
I'll join Dilly Mean Team, man.
All right. Out there on the front lines every day, fighting the good meme fights. But yeah, man, fucking TikTok might be gone Sunday.
Yeah, but it's them choosing to do that, though, right?
Right.
Because ultimately, the bill just states that they have to be taken out of the app stores.
Right.
It can't be updated anymore or anything like that. So eventually, the apps will be obsolete. They won't work anymore. You won't be able to download it again. But you'd be able to access it through a server like fucking Google or
Right.
whatever DuckDuck. But they're saying without assurances that they're not going to be fucking made to sell off. They're just going to close shop come the 19th, man. But a couple hours before we started the stream, I don't know if you've seen Kevin O'Leary come out and said made an offer to the owners there that he'll deliver $20 billion in cash. You know what I mean? That's insane. That's fucking
How do you even
insane
do that?
numbers.
Like
Right.
on a box truck or like in a fucking Loomis van or something like that? Like,
You just fucking, fly your chopper in fucking with a pallet, dude.
make it rain on a hose. Make it rain on China.
That's the same way we do with fucking Iran, dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
We fucking push out a Huey with a couple of pallets on it. There's billions of dollars for you to commit heinous acts with, dude. Scurbs.
All right.
Scurbs.
Don't worry, we'll act like we're fighting you later.
Right.
We'll act like we're sanctioning and condemning you guys. Yeah, fucking. But yep. Well, so yeah, of course. I don't know, man. Like I said, do you think TikTok's? You think it's just the Chinese influence that's the bad part about it?
No, I mean, well, what I think about it. Like I said, it's just subversive shit. Like you said, it's corrosive the shit on there, but that can be transferred to any platform, right? As
Right.
you see, like they're calling themselves what TikTok refugees and shit, and going to some other Chinese thing. Like they're just little morons, right?
All right.
For the most part, but you know, it's also because if you think about the timing, like people weren't saying shit. Like when Trump was mentioning it during his first term, getting rid of it, the left was in meltdown, yada yada, and then Biden and them came out in favor of it once they started, you know, fucking with the juice.
Right.
Right? So a nice little country over there in the Middle East is if you talk bad about it, you're anti this and anti that. So they can't have that. I mean, that's a huge part of it. But I mean, obviously the danger portion's there, especially because when you sign up for TikTok shit, I mean, you're giving away access to your phone and all this. I mean, obviously you are with other social media apps as well. But I mean, I guess it's different to an extent of at least it's an American company. I don't know how that goes. I mean, you'd think that would be illegal across the board, fucking, information collection like that. But the state does it as well. So
Right. If I can, yeah, as I heard something about like they go beyond like what most social media companies do. Like they fucking get like your contacts, and then they fucking ask to like get access to like to your other apps, and then they fucking check your other apps fucking messages and shit like that. Like
right.
yeah, they
They get
fucking
access to your camera, your microphone, fucking all
right.
that shit.
Yeah, they get access to everything.
Yeah, and for the most part, like, companies use that shit for marketing purposes, which I mean, regardless, it's draconian and weird anyway. But if they're using it for, actual subversive reasons, I mean,
Right.
it's China. I
It's
mean, supposedly they're, using gain of function to make, strains of viruses, for instance, that only attack certain races, certain things, and in your genes that separate each other, that make you different races. They're, viruses that will attack those genes. Fucking crazy, man.
shit. Fuck yeah, man. We're on
I
the
mean, and
cutting edge.
obviously that has nothing to do with TikTok or anything, but I'm just saying, who knows to the extent these people will go to fuck with other people. I mean, it's war. I mean, at this point, and believe me, they want war. To an extent because they want Taiwan, dude.
Right. Yeah, fucking we're on the cutting edge of destruction these days.
Right. And as we're, always been, saber rattling as far as that's concerned towards them with Taiwan. Now we got Trump coming in talking about we're going to take the Panama Canal and fucking we're going to buy Greenland and fucking, you
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and check through a couple of these posts right here on TikTok. TikTok influencers on Monday. TikTok influencers in the U.S. have given up, knowing they only have 48 hours to go. That face.
Heard you get it poppin'. Why you so obsessed with me? Boy,
That's enough of that. See, U.S. after TikTok again this week. Oh, damn it. Yeah. So this one's Elon Musk bought TikTok and he's changing it to TikToks. See, you just heard China said they're discussing selling U.S. TikTok to Elon Musk. Really curious to know if there's any truth to this, or did China make this lie? See, this crazy bit is calling for the death of 3.9 million people. Anyone following libs of TikTok? Yeah, they call for our deaths quite often. It's all right. We're used to it.
Right.
Let's see. Holy crap! Candace Owens is about to drop an earth-shattering revelation about the China. Yeah, not worried about that. Let's see. Nobody made TikTok though. Yeah. Oh, Big Mike. Big Mikey right there. Let's see. Americans be like China bad. I would never buy a Chinese car. Everything made in China is cheap crap. They knock off everything. Also, Americans TikTok ban. No, mental illness is at all time highs. People are batshit crazy. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah,
As if your
everything from
life's gonna
China.
change without a fucking
Shit.
goddamn, social media app. You know what I mean? It's absolute insanity. And
Right.
I hate the arguments of free speeches because it has nothing to do with speech. Like, you can say shit on other, applications or, platforms, what have you, man. I mean, it's about letting an adversarial fucking, you know, country, government have access to, the minds of, your younger countrymen, your next generation.
Right.
That's the way I look at it, man. I mean, say it's moral
Yeah.
police or I'm crazy, whatever, but I give two shits.
Yep. I mean, fucking closing off our border also includes our culture. We don't need to be importing culture as well as we don't need to be importing fucking people. It's the
That's
sane
xenophobic.
millennial. Welcome to the right. That's who we are, man. Sane millennial says, "What's up, guys? Trump is almost back in office. 3 more days. We're fucking hours away, man. Welcome to the chat, sane millennial. So we got this person. It's the feisty Floridian. Funny that China-controlled TikTok cares about freedom of speech.
Right. The most censorious
Yeah, no,
platform on the inner zones. They really care about free
right.
speech.
Yeah, no, they care about the fucking mind control that they're pumping into America right now. They don't care about no freedom of speech. Let's see. This one's Trump saved TikTok. Let's check this out.
Donald Trump, if you can hear us, please, Donald Trump, please save
TikTok.
me. Please save me, Donald Trump, please. I'm asking you.
Save TikTok.
My life, my rules, my style, my attitude. You love me or hate me. I don't give
Yeah, fake. I love just randomly scrolling sometimes. TikTok is a Chinese app that spies on us. Get it out of here. Agreed, Mr. Zach H, the voracious Z. See, hoping the Supreme Court bans TikTok, get rid of it. Never use, never will wake up America. Chinese use it to track all of you. Our government admitted it, so why even talk about keeping it? All right, absolutely agreed. Yep, fuck off. Get China the fuck out of our country. Get China out of the hands of our children. Yep, fuck off, China.
Yeah, and then the other gotcha from the left, right, that's floating around is, they can't own a social media app, but they can own farmland. Like, actually, no, like we want to do away with that too. This is just fucking step one,
Right.
man. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, matter of fact, you need to sell us that land back. What is it? Eminent domain. Yeah, we're calling that right now.
Right. Even the whole, what about free markets is, again, it's it's not a free market, it's an adversarial country that tariffs our shit and fucking what is it, impacts their own currency to the point where it deflates and inflates artificially to compete with us, so on and so on. It's not a free trade situation.
Right. Yeah. And at the same time, like as we point out, they're an adversarial nation. If anything, we should be taking their shit.
Yeah, I mean
Right.
they saber rattle against us all the time. Again, with the Taiwan situation, especially and economically. I mean, they spy on us. They steal intellectual properties. I mean, you can just keep going. I mean, they've infiltrated even with statesmen. I mean, you've seen like with Feinstein and Swalwell's and so on. These people have all been infiltrated by Chinese spies. Schools. I mean, you see the same thing. And then, of course, with the border situation, we know for sure that tens of thousands of Chinese nationals have poured through. And
Right.
they didn't come here because it's a great place for illegals to roll up. I mean, you see how that's crumbling in front of them. It's purpose. It's like a sleeper cell.
Yep. So of course, Donald Trump, as we talked about a couple of weeks ago, he wanted to use this as a bargaining chip. He basically wanted to, use this as basically leverage over China, so that way when he gets in office, he could use it to basically try and make, whatever the fuck he ends up doing with it, whatever he ends up keeping in his back pocket for. But yeah, At this point, it's just, yeah, fuck him. What the fuck we need to bargain with China for? Like, what do we need to fucking negotiate with China for? That's what we have tariffs for.
Especially again over a social media app, man.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and if American social media companies had any fucking real brains in this situation, they'd be trying to gobble this up and attract the situation rather than, like I said, these fools going to another Chinese fucking app.
Right.
They should be rolling out like again similar platforms, creator tools, shit like that, and they might be amazed, dude, what'll happen.
Right. Yeah. Fucking yeah. I mean, how do you bargain with the fucking minds of the youth of your nation? Yeah.
Good ass weed.
See, I always felt like TikTok. Though was better. Thought it was better than me. See, European journalist dictatorship. Go to Google and try searching Protestants in Romania. Election stolen from Georgescu. 0 results. Go to X, TikTok, and Facebook, and you'll see that thousands and thousands of people in the middle of the streets. This is that's not necessarily related to it, but today's Supreme Court upheld a federal law that effectively bans TikTok in the United States. On Sunday, Trump had asked the Supreme Court to delay implementation of the law until return to the White House. The Supreme Court declined. The people on TikTok have gone insane. Yeah, that about sums it up. Right there. So you want to go on to Elon Musk real quick before we get up
To
out
the
of here? I think that was
Muskers.
about all. All right. So of course, Elon Musk, he's been banning people and taking away check marks and stuff like that. Of course, all the stuff that we hated TikTok for in the first place. But this isn't necessarily like extreme fucking censorship in the way that it was, but nonetheless, it's still a form of censorship. Of course, we already knew that this was kind of going to be the case to an extent from the start, but just this particular one, from what I heard, again, like I said, I don't know what the fuck they're really talking about. I know it's some sort of video fucking game beef, and that's what I know about it. Apparently, someone said that he couldn't have leveled up that fast. Apparently, the person was also a critic of the H-1B visas, which, of course, Elon Musk has apparently also been removing people's check marks for talking about the H-1Bs. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on Elon Musk, man? Is he gone drunk with power? Did he pull a switcheroo on us? Is he just being cheeky and just fucking going after his video game cyber enemies? Like,
Yeah, man. I mean, ultimately, you want to say to an extent, dude, like the excuse that was used previously, right? It's a private companies, but he's the one that proclaimed it the public square, and he's a free speech absolutionist.
right,
And obviously, that's not the case if people are being banned or having their check marks removed. I mean, the check mark thing's pretty hilarious because some of the reactions have been similar to the TikTok situation with people melting down like that check marks, they're all, but censorship is censorship. Either you're for it or not, and it just depends on how you look at it. I mean, like we've talked about before, I'm actually not an absolutionist. I
right,
am, for censorship to an extent, like for instance, keeping pornography out of fucking children's libraries and schools, right? But again, this dude proclaimed this the public square. So even if it's shit that you abhor or something that ruffles your feathers, like you can't you can deal with it. Fucking scroll on, dude. And Elon's the one that we talked about previously. Instead of trying to report people or whatever, you just X them off your page, right? Block them, fucking block them,
Right.
dude. You know.
Right. Yep.
But I guess a bunch of it had to do with some racisms, of course. But you see, Dogface said, "I love to make new ones, better. Even though there's better platforms than YouTube, but people won't leave, and that's fucking real shit, dude. Because BitChute and fucking Minds and Rumble.
Mm,
But then what was the other one, man? Seems to be I can't see all the damn comments, dude. There's several there I can't see. So
yeah, I'm not sure. But let's see. The last one that I see on there is from Sane Millennial just now. It says the way Elon was acting on X is childish and spiteful, taking blue check marks from Laura Loomer after she called him out, and how Asmongold for him making a fair video about him based on evidence. Yep. Yeah. So of course, like I say, it's when people have that sort of power, they're prone to use it, I guess, in a certain way. As Swine was saying, of course, not free speech absolutist in the sense of every fucking thing you could think of. Of course, we are definitely grateful that he's worked on removing all the child pornography that was running rampant on Twitter back in the day. So of course it's going to come with I guess it doesn't have to come with all this type of stuff. Like I said, it really does seem kind of childish, like to in extent. But that's why I also kind of put out the option of, well, maybe he's just being fucking cheeky. Maybe he's just being fucking Elon Musk. The way he is, like, oh, you're gonna talk shit about my video game skills? Like, I can. Nope, that's unacceptable.
yeah. But the thing with that is he's demonetizing or whatever. But ultimately, like, he doesn't have to pay you. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, even if if you're pissed, if you don't agree with it, he doesn't have to pay you. The check mark thing is just like, whatever, dude, fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
but the censorship, kicking people's pages off and stuff is something that, he originally stated was the reason he bought the platform to begin with, right? What was his excuse? They banned the B. You know what I mean? I mean, comical or not, I mean, the metaphor stands. It's because of people getting banned, and if that's what he's doing, that's that's fucked, dude. And
Right.
there's a lot to not agree with him on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely. Of course, H-1B is being one for sure. Of course, the one thing that I would definitely worry about is we just won. We just fucking won, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that people were tired of censorship. People were tired of the propaganda, basically the narrative that the left wing media machine was pushing constantly. And so, basically, if we get a hold of X and stuff like that, or Elon Musk, and he just goes back to censorship, but for whatever fucking causes he believes in and shit, it's really, I feel like, just going to discredit everything that we just fucking worked to win. It's really, we fought in an honest fight. We didn't fucking use manipulation, or we didn't embellish stories, or we didn't we basically just stated the facts the way that the news people were supposed to be doing. And that's really what kind of won it for everybody, at least on the MAGA side. And so if Elon Musk is just going to get in here and start fucking censoring shit and doing the same stuff that really kind of ruined the whole social media atmosphere in the first place, like I say, even if it's in our favor, like I don't want it. I don't want that sort of image on us, like basically, Elon Musk brought it on as like, oh, like we're about free speech, and we're free speech absolutism and all that stuff, and we don't want to ban people and stuff like that. Well, that was basically our platform that you just kind of fucking hopped on, That was kind of the MAGA train at the very beginning, and of course, and like we say, you know, all credit where credit's due. You know, he did bring that to X, and he did get rid of a lot of the censorship, but I don't want him to just turn it around and basically just be a hypocrite in our you know, in the name of MAGA, I guess, you know.
Yeah, because he's not doing it in the name of MAGA. Like you said, the H-1B shit is not, you know, the vast majority of MAGA doesn't agree with that shit. America first means America first, and that's not it, man. And,
Right.
you know, Dogface there, like if he paid, you know, billions for that shit, that he'd be using the rules. And now, what was it, same millennial saying he can't apply unfairly? I mean, like you were saying, it is hypocritical, but unfortunately, you know, for a lot of us that were affected by it, it's been applied unfairly, you know, for many years. And I can go all the way back myself to 2011 and 12, you know, during the Ron Paul days, that we were being fucked with and censored and banned and, you know, getting, you know, suspended for 30 days, shit like that. You know, it's been like this the entire time, regardless of which way it flip flops. But yeah, you don't want to see it, especially from someone that promised this is why I'm spending these billions, and you know I'm going to make it public again. You're going to be able to invest, which you know what hasn't happened, and you know so on, and brought in the WEF CEO, and you know on, man. I can't see those comments, bro. That one's too long. What does it say?
It's either the one that just popped up from saying millennial. The last two that popped up says the first one says, "I'm worried Elon is just a technocrat and he's still really all about his own self-interest." And the other one says, "Yep, screw the H-1B visas. Those are specifically for bringing over cheap laborers to replace us. We can't keep good American standards of living if we import cheap workers constantly." Right? We not
Yeah.
only import cheap workers, but we also de-educate or basically desensitize our own youth, so that way they're not even capable of fucking working them jobs. They basically make it to where they're a nation that we're a nation of consumers. That's it. You know, that's all we do is
Yeah,
fucking.
and I believe in like the brain drain thing to a certain extent, right? I mean, if you were like actually instituting the rules of their standards instead of the lottery shit that it is, like if you're, you know, you got money to invest to open a company, like certain restrictions like they have in other countries for you to be able to come, like you have to be able to invest so much money, or you're going to employ so many people, or you know, you're going to get a job that's going to pay, you know, 150, $200,000 a year. Like you can't come here for a job that's going to pay 40 to, you know, 90,000, because any American worker could do that same shit. You know what I mean?
Right. All right. At least they should be able to, man. You know,
Yeah.
that's like
So I
said,
mean, it's one thing you're going to get an award-winning physicist or some shit, right? But if you're going to get, you know, a programmer, absolutely not. Sorry, can't help you.
right. I think a lot of this has to do with is a result of America's number one import for the past several decades being culture and entertainment, you know. And that's why fucking everybody nowadays just thinks that, oh, I just got to be on the cutting edge of what's going to be new and hip and what everyone's talking about, you know. And that's why fucking you know, everybody goes to fucking college nowadays, so that way they can get fucking you know, lesbian basket weaving and all this and those other fucking stupid degrees and shit that don't actually have any sort of practical application in the real world other than trying to import or export your opinion to other people, you know. And you know, that's why you know it's like I said, it has a lot to do with basically just the culture that's been bred in America over the last several decades. That's basically led to our thought process on like, oh, we need to import these, you know, cheap you know, Indian fucking workers to come work our fucking telemarketing systems and shit, you know. um they just really try to do this with every single aspect of everything. Like it's like they try to like, oh, we need to be able to bring in illegal immigrants so that way we could have people to work to build the houses, because you know Americans, they don't want to build houses. They don't, you know, Americans don't like doing constructions. You know, so like don't no you guys don't, you wouldn't want to do this. It's hard work, okay? Like, oh, you know, fucking, you know, you don't want to go work on an orange orchard. Like, nope, it's hard works, you guys, okay? So we need to import cheap labor to do it, you know. And it's really like
Yeah,
if you quite
or the other
simply,
excuse is, well, you're going to end up paying $2 more for your bag of oranges then. Well,
right,
fuck, here's $4, man.
right, shit, fuck it, I'll take it, man. you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, and at the same time, there'll be more fucking people with jobs in order to actually fucking pay for these products that are being greatly produced here now because we have more people working here and more products staying here and the cycle flowing here. Like, yeah, kind of a novel idea, but you know, it might.
I don't know if a lot of people remember, I'm a little older than some cats, right? But I remember when you got an American TV, like an RTA or some shit. And dude, that shit lasted forever, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
your parents, done pass away and shit. People were still watching that fucking TV.
right.
And to get like a Chinese made TV or something, it was laughable. It was like you got some cheap shit, dude.
Right. What is
And
that, Hitachi?
right. And unfortunately now it's nothing like that. And we
Right,
got to bring that back as far as overall production and output rather than consumption and fucking tax fucking chattel.
right. Shit,
And
fuck it, man. Pay a month's wages, you know. Fucking that shit you'll never have to pay it again, though. You know, it's the way it
fucking
used to be, man. Fucking save up a little
I
bit.
didn't
You know?
right. I was reading the comment, man. I didn't know that the Elon the Mars trip got pushed back. I didn't even read that shit. But
That's
I
it.
said, all in all, Elon is a person killing the game, and obviously the richest dude in the fucking world, man. You
Right.
know, and you
Yep.
can't take that away. But that doesn't mean that he's not getting power drunk or overbearing or
Right. It's starting to
possible
get
true
petty.
colors starting to shine through. Whatever the case is.
Yeah, acting real Tom Petty right now, man.
Yeah, and I mean, he's always reacted to like even nobodies that say certain things that'll get at him. I mean, people are known for posting, look, Elon replied to me, you know what I'm saying? And, so he's always been that dude that obviously doesn't have as thick a skin as he portrays himself.
Right. Yep. Fucking Elon, man. But yeah, we'll see how. Again, I just hope that he fucking cuts some of the fat in government.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and I agree. Dude, companies do have planned, obsolescence, and it works in their favor, obviously. And I'm not saying that American companies aren't guilty of that same shit right there, but it's because of the vast majority of your dollars are going to foreign shit. If people were buying, American over foreign, they wouldn't have to resort to such shady tactics. And again, it's not that I have some naive belief like, these CEOs or, owners or these are great people and they're going to work for our benefit. But, obviously monetary gain is a benefit. And if you get more from producing a better product, you think back and again, that's the way it was. Even houses now are pieces of shit. You come through a wall with a good claw hammer when before, previously craftsmanship, houses were made to last for centuries.
Yep. Yep. Fucking shit. Everything was made to last for centuries, man. Now everything's made to be replaced and serviced and fucking monthly checkups and fucking yearly inspections.
Proprietary parts that you can't replace yourself, that you have
Right.
to hire someone from their company, a licensed contractor.
It's designed to go out so that way it goes out gradually instead
Right.
of catastrophically.
And the dog face comment, like I said again, anyone that has that kind of power is, is going to abuse it in some way. And yeah, absolute power corrupts. Absolutely, man.
Right. And when it comes to politics and politicians and leaders, basically the purpose is to find somebody that's capable of resisting that power. Like, of course, power is going to corrupt people. You could give anybody power. You could give me fucking power. I'm going to be fucking corrupt, I bet you. And
Right.
that's just the way that it goes. That's why you look for a leader that's strong. That's a strong enough person that they could resist that sort of power, that they could use it for what it's supposed to be used for, not for their own self benefit. But
That's why you look back as when you were a kid and your first little, Burger King job or whatever, the manager was a dick. It wasn't because he's a real dick. It's because he was drunk on his limited little bit of power.
right. Got him a fucking hard on getting to tell you to go wash them tables.
Right.
Yep. That's just the way that Humans are, man. It's the way that we roll, you know. I think a lot of just the most disappointing part about it was just everybody. We all had such high hopes for Elon Musk, and again, he is still killing the game. You know, he's still at least size wise, he's still the best free speech platform that we have right now. You know, based off just the scale of the people that use it. You know, he's still basically it's still the town public square, and in comparison to how it was, it's definitely still night and day difference. Nonetheless, though, just because you fucking like, you can look back and say like, oh, well, look at the laws that we used to, look, we used to pay taxes back then too. Like, oh, it's okay. We're just going to start paying some more taxes again. We're just going to raise taxes a little bit. Look, we used to raise taxes by these jumps back in the day. Now we're just raising taxes by these jumps. Like, see, better. Like, it's still the same fucking thing, Like, it's like
the Hochul approach. We're going to introduce a fucking $15 driving tax. And then, then she says, well, I've rolled that back to $9, so I'm saving you money. You're like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's exactly what it's like, man. So I mean, it's censorship is still censorship. Again, like I say, whether he's doing it just because he's being fucking cheeky and just being Elon Musk and shit, or whether he's just doing a complete about face, or whether he's basically just truly, maybe this is what he thinks dark MAGA is, but either way, like I say, it's not a good look right now.
Dabu says, puff, puff, pass, hell yeah. Burning down. This is a Liberty Bowl, man. And Dogface didn't let me post my fucking Trump post. I believe it. YouTube censorious as fuck, too.
Right. Yep. And it's funny, too. Tim Pool, for one, he's one of the people right now that's, to an extent defending, Elon Musk and his right to censorship. And, he's of course using the whole, like, it's, private company, all that stuff, and of course it is a private company. At least when Twitter was censoring, they were not a private company, they were a publicly traded company, so yeah, I'll give him that. I'll definitely give him that. He does have the right to do it,
and some of it is funny, like I said, dude, the check mark shit. And from what I understand, actually a lot of them got their check marks back. Like, it was just like overnight thing. It was like a ha, and then he gave it back to him like I was just playing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's it. A lot of it does seem like it's just regular old fucking Elon Musk. He's just doing his Elon Musk thing, it's a slippery slope, though. It's not a good look, man.
Not in the least, man. Going down.
Yep. But I think it'll, in the long run, I think it'll end up working out. I think it'll end up being all right. I think he's gonna end up taking over fucking he's gonna end up implementing some sort of new fucking Vines thing, and it's just gonna end up being the full on public square, the social media app and shit like that.
I'm telling you, dude, he could blow up with a lot of shit if they just rolled out some creator tools similar to the shit TikTok has, man. Give you the fucking green screen, the power to put in some shit, different music, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, and or post music to stills, like, I mean, there's a lot of shit you can do that would attract younger people, and what they're calling themselves TikTok refugees and shit. And I said the same, like you just said, Vines, something like Vines again, but with more creator tools, expansions, and they probably blow up, man. I mean, and really, like Meta, I don't know if you've seen anything, but not only has the stock increased since Zuckerberg's doing this little spiel, which just going with the political winds, of course, right? But they're benefiting from it. I mean, the stock has gone up, the interaction's gone up. I mean,
yeah. If I can, I forgot. I was actually the thing I was getting to with Tim Pool was all right. So the thing with the whole being censored, being having your check mark removed or being demonetized and stuff like that. The same way with it's basically the same way with fucking YouTube. Basically they'll toe the line when it comes to YouTube, but at the same time, where's the line on this one?
Right.
Like I say, it's whatever. If a company has fucking, their terms of service and shit like that, and you break the rules and they demonetize you, you probably understand, like, well, that's them's is the rules, my bad. Whoops.
Right. But what
That's-
sucks is you got to be an attorney to actually fucking, absorb the whole terms of service.
Oh yeah.
Not to mention they're ever evolving. They change them constantly. I'm sure you see those little emails you get. We've updated our fucking terms of services.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And the Nate Dogg fucking Trump fucking post finally came through. People say Trump didn't take us to war. No, he just crept in and eliminated some P. LOL. I don't know what the P is, but yeah, it eliminated like Soleimani or some shit like that. I'm not positive what you're getting at, but
From what I heard, he cried.
the
From what I've been told, he cried like a baby.
hands.
All right. Fuck, man. But yeah. So I mean, like I say, if there is I don't know, it does seem like I said, more or less like it's just Elon Musk being, fucking cheeky little Elon Musk. But at the same time, it ruffles some feathers, from some of the anti-censorship, free speech crowd, I guess.
Yeah, especially people that buy into shit too deeply, like get emotional about it. I mean, you remember us, even when he was saying this as the purchase was going through and shit, we were, we were saying like, have trepidations, like, no one's going to be an absolutist, and then an absolutist, and then he put what's her name? What was her name? Janet Carino or some shit. Who the hell's the
Gina
CEO?
Carano.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
no,
not
oh,
Carano.
No, that's the fucking
Anyway, WEF,
I
ex
remember.
WEF representative, and then you saw a little uptick in censorship on X, where some of the old standards are being reinstituted, and people threw a fit about it. So then they rolled it back again, and then it's again the shit's happened since social media has really been popular the whole
Right.
time, man.
Yep. But shit, we'll see how it goes, man. Fucking one thing that we know, or one thing that we'll definitely be seeing is fucking how Twitter ends up going. I mean, not Twitter, fucking TikTok. See how that ends up going after this weekend, man.
So I had to reword the comment. They're watching the Liberty Bowl. You guys are hot. They
Right.
watching. It's the feds. Man.
Fuck, man. There's 11 of you guys here. One of you guys is a fucking Fed. All right.
Right. No, it's just the fucking it's Google's AI looking for
Oh, yeah.
keywords, man.
Yep. Most definitely. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we probably
Gemini
triggered.
censoring your ass.
I'm pretty sure we trigger a few by the time like we get like 10 minutes in every time.
Try not to swear in the first couple minutes. That's the first rule.
Right.
That's red
That's-
flag, dude. They immediately downvote your shit.
Yeah, that's why I try to keep the just get there. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Liberty Bowl. We do every Friday night. We come together,
Right.
do the whole thing, so that way at least it burns up a little bit of time. Then we get
For
into
the
the real
first fuck.
bullshit, right? And we get into the shit, all right? Yep. But all right, man. Anything you want to throw in before we start to pack up, roll on out here?
Let's see how it goes, man. We got a little less than 72 hours for some shenanigans to pop off. Jamie Ratskin folded like the cheap wetsuit he is, right? And hopefully we're headed into some celebrations and at least a partial, again, temper expectations. New dawns, man. Let's see
Right.
some economic fucking upturn real quick.
Right. Of course, don't ever think that we're safe. I mean, of course, it's tensions are ever high right now. Definitely in the neighborhood where you live. I guarantee you there's some fucking psycho lefty right now just thinking, stupid Donald Trump supporters. Oh, they're gonna see. They'll all see. All All right, so everybody get out there, watch your backs. It's like I said, these people are fucking unhinged. They're mentally unwell. They're unstable people, and they're angry right now. So, yep, it's hot for violence out there. Everybody, take care of one another. Look out for another. Watch your back. Always stay packing, stay strapped or get clapped. George Washington, 1776. Yep, and as always, buck off.